Hey, what is up? Welcome to ILC TV. My name is Ryan and this is Wes. If you're new to ILC TV, welcome to our channel. Today we're talking about how to actually use vulnerability. So if you're not subscribed to this channel, we love talking about everything entrepreneurship, online entrepreneurship, freedom, travel. I mean, if you are looking to live a lifestyle of your dreams and you want to do it on your terms, you're in the right place. So make sure you get subscribed. Make sure you hit that bell notification. That way you get all the videos. And if there's something that you want to hear from us, let us know in the comment section too, okay?
Always open to suggestions.
So today we're talking about vulnerability. All right, and actually, you got it all out.
I think so. I've been trying for the past 5 minutes. I think I got it.
Where's it going? Can we grab this?
No, I'm good.
Oh. Okay. All right. So today we're digging in on the topic of vulnerability, because if you are an online entrepreneur, if you're someone that is looking to improve their life in some way, guess what? It's on the other side of you being vulnerable. Whatever you're looking for.
And you probably have heard, like, be vulnerable, don't be afraid to be vulnerable, but then, like, you still don't know what that means or how to do it.
So this is why we're doing this episode, is because we know that you've probably heard it before. Everything you want on the other side of fear. Everything you want on the other side of vulnerability. Blah, blah, blah. You know that. But how do you do it? And that's what we're doing this
The right way.
Yeah, how do you do it the right way? One, I think you have to accept that, hey, if you're not at that place that we just said, that everything that you want is on the other side of, fear, vulnerability, then you have to accept that, I think. You got to get to that place of saying, okay, I am willing to be vulnerable. I'm willing to share things about my life, but let's break down some beliefs about vulnerability first.
Yeah, so let's go ahead and start off with being vulnerable does not mean complain about your life.
Yes.
All the damn time.
Right. It doesn't mean that.
It does not.
Yeah.
And it doesn't mean, sorry, I'm just gonna go off. It doesn't mean that, like, you just bring up all this old shit that you've been hanging on to all your life and, like, talk about how life sucked when you were a kid and this, and then, like, leave it at that. Like, That's not what being vulnerable means.
That's called whining.
Yeah, and nobody wants to hear that shit.
No, nobody wants to hear it. And I think that's one of the biggest mistakes when it comes to vulnerability is, okay, how do I share what I've gone through, what I may be going through? How do I share that without sounding whiny, without complaining, and without being judged? Because I feel like a lot of people aren't vulnerable on their social media or with their crews, with their tribes, and you're not going to make a difference in someone's life unless you're vulnerable. Like, you're not going to make sales, you're not going to create an impact, because you won't be relatable. You won't be, because whatever you've gone through and whatever you're going through right now, there's millions of other people that are going through the exact same thing. And if you're not willing to let that stuff out and let it out in a way, how, like Wes said, is you just can't stop at the pain.
Yeah.
You have to put together the plan of action that you're going to take that you actually took to get out of it, or you're taking to get out of it, depending on what depending on what you share. But you got to come with a plan. You got to come with a purpose.
Right. So, yeah, like, have a plan. Like, so I'm not telling you not to share those things, because yes, you need to share those things. But like Ryan was saying, have a plan of how you are going to get out of it. That way that someone else is listening, they're going to do your plan with you. Like, they're going to get out of it with you.
Yeah.
And so you guys can do this thing together. And that's the whole thing about being vulnerable. Like, you want to take other people along your journey, not just some, like, negative, feel sorry for me, want type of thing, and then that's it. But, like, how you got through it or how you're going to get through it, and then that's how people connect with you and like ride with you.
Yeah. So let's give some examples. All right. Let's just say you got it, because there's all sorts of stuff. You could be trying to lose weight. You could be trying to gain weight. You could be trying to gain money. You could be trying to get out of debt. Whatever you got. But let's just give an example. Let's just say you're trying to lose 50 pounds. You know, and you let yourself go, and all of a sudden you're like, man, I need to lose 50 pounds. And maybe you've been in shape before. Maybe people that know you as an in shape person, and all of a sudden you just let life catch up, and you're like, oh man, like this is crazy. You being able to be vulnerable and say, hey, listen guys, I put on some weight. You know, not happy about it. I'm not feeling myself. Beach season's coming up, and I just realized that I am just not feeling myself. Beyonce. When I hear Beyonce, I don't believe it. You know, I'm just like, I'm not feeling myself. So you may that's being vulnerable. Now, if you leave it at, guys, I just let myself go, and you leave it at that, well, that's not gonna help you. That's not gonna help anybody. Okay.
Right.
But if you say, you know what, guys, I let myself go. I need to lose. My goal is to lose 50 pounds, and this is how I'm gonna do it. And you share a selfie and say, you know what? I was really afraid to share my stomach or share my arms or whatever. But like, I just wanted you to see that. I wanted your accountability. I wanted you to see that I'm going through this, and if you're going through it too, then you can get through it too. And this is my game plan. I'm gonna work out 4 days a week. I'm gonna cut down on fast food altogether, or you know, only once a week or something like that. Or I'm gonna get a trainer, and you know, this is what I'm gonna do. So now what we did was I gave you the pain, I gave you the plan, and then I want to give you the future. So now I'm going to say, you know what, and when I hit it, I'm going to lose this 50 pounds in 6 months, and you know, I'm going to do my first 5K, and I'm going to show my kids that I can wear a bikini again, and a two-piece instead of a one-piece, or whatever it is, whatever your goal is.
I was thinking of a guy the whole time you were talking.
Then you got to get the vision right. If you don't get the vision right,
and then you're like, I want to fit in my two-piece. I'm like, wait. I thought we were talking about a guy this whole time.
How many pieces you got? Hold up, buddy.
No, but then then you can even ask, like, who wants to go on this journey with me?
Yeah.
And people will connect with you, and people will start following you, and people will like enjoy the journey of you going through it. But like, so that's one situation, but like, what if it's something that you've gotten through? So like, we were both single parents, right? And we are no longer there, but we still know like that journey, that tough journey that we went through. So like, if you want to help other single parents, like, hey, I was a single parent, and you know, I was broke, living paycheck to paycheck, trying to raise my daughter, blah, 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 blah. And then, like, how you got through it. Like, if you just left it at that, like, yep, I was a broke single parent, sucked, like...
Nobody can resonate
Nobody's
like,
yeah, it was so hard. Like, nobody helped me. That, you know what I mean? Just complaining.
Yeah.
But, like, yeah, I went through these hard times, but this is where it brought me. And these are the steps that I took to get to where I am today.
Yeah. So, one of the actions that we tell the ILC tribe, all right, and if you haven't gone through our Instant Profit Series Masterclass, you should do that. Just go to ilcuniversity.com and go /masterclass. And we talk about a lot of this stuff. This is just kind of a little piece of it. But to kind of bounce off what you're saying is, you know, it sounds like Throwback Thursday, you know, and you should have an overcome list. Okay, we teach this, is you should have an overcome list. Things that you have overcome in the past, because one, it opens your mind, because so many people, one of the biggest mistakes when it comes to vulnerability is people just think that I haven't overcome anything. But you're here, you made it, you survived, you overcame 14 million other brothers and sisters just to make it to this planet. So you've overcome. Now, I mean, that I wouldn't use that in your overcome list. You know, Facebook Live. Hey guys, I just want to say
I fought those other sperms.
beat the shit out of them. I whooped that ass. You know, Mike Tyson them. You know, I just went in on them. But you know, create an overcome list of the things that you've actually overcome. Create it over on the other side. Create some things that you want to overcome, and you've got these two sides of something now. That guess what? Every once a week, you can create a post. You can create a IG Live or a Facebook Live or some type of wherever you do your content, you can create some, hey, I've overcome this. Or if someone asks a question, it's like, boom, you hit them with that story of, well, guess what? I'm either going to overcome it or I have overcome it. And, you know, one thing I want to touch on is like, you should be in front of new people every single day. You know what I mean? Like, we're always talking.
No, I'm going to cut you off because I'm going to go back to where you...
Skirt.
So, don't, like he was saying, don't think that you haven't overcome something, because we all have overcome something. So, like, it might not be, like, as huge as you think it should be, but, like, you've overcome something, like getting fired from a job or losing a friend or, like, anything. You've overcome that, like, that someone else could be going through at the moment and they don't know how to overcome it right now.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of people get really hurt when they get fired from a job, and it's hurtful. So, like, a lot of people don't know, like, what to do in that moment and how to overcome that and, like, keep pushing forward. So even if it's, like, getting fired from a job in high school or whatever the case, like, you know how you overcame that into, you know, like, where you got to where you are today. So, like, it doesn't have to be, like, this huge thing.
Yeah. I missed that. You know, I missed that opportunity to be vulnerable when I got fired from my job. I missed that opportunity, and it was crazy because when you got fired or kind of quit, fired, whatever, we took advantage. We took huge advantage of that. But when I got fired, I didn't, because I was so afraid of what people would think, because because before I wanted people to think that, like, I was a full-time entrepreneur, and so on social media I was kind of trying to play this, like, this game, you know, this weird persona. So when I actually got fired, it was great that I got fired, and, you know, I took it, I did my business or whatever, but I couldn't really share that on social media because I was afraid to be myself in that time on social media, and I missed out on it. So, like, you know, share, you know, even if it's not right, like, be as vulnerable as you possibly can, you know?
Yeah.
And can I hit that?
Go ahead.
I was just...
Go ahead.
Yes. And again, you should be in front of new people every day, because I think a lot of times when it comes to vulnerability, most people think, okay, if I shared it once, that's it.
Right.
It's like, okay, I shared it. And then it's like, okay, I did it. Oh, thank you, Jesus. I did it. But no, if you're in front of new people every day, like, if you follow our system of build your audience, you know, build your perfect prospect system, what we call it, then you should be in front of, you know, 5, 10, 15, possibly 20 new people a day or more. And they don't know who you are. They're brand new to you. So they need to hear that story. They need to hear those vulnerability things. So yeah, it may sound like a broken record to you, but it's brand new to somebody else.
Right. Example, like, when I quit my job and we did a live, just came up, yesterday or the day before?
Yeah, the memory, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So, yeah, people 2 years ago when I did the live heard about it. But over the past year, how many new people? Well, I know, but I posted it last year too. So, like, I've been posting it every year that it comes up in my memories, because I'm constantly having new people, new audience watching me. So, like, I'm reposting it every year. Like, just because I posted it 2 years ago when it happened, do you know how many new people are now watching me that didn't see it 2 years ago? Yeah. So, yeah, like, and I talk about the single mom story all the time. Like, I'll talk about it once every couple months. Like, I constantly, I constantly have new people, and new people need to hear that. New people need to connect with you. Yeah. And if you don't give them something to connect with,
they're going to go find somebody else to connect with, because somebody else is doing it. Somebody else is taking what we're doing, and but we're breaking it down for you to actually do it intentionally. So, you know, big thing is, 1, be vulnerable. Okay. 2, go out there and create that overcome list, you know, and so you don't have to think about it. You know what I mean? Like, if you're, because life is fast, and social media is quick, and business is fast, and all that stuff is quick, and sometimes you're not feeling as creative as you always are. You know, I know we're not always, you know, in that creative state, but if you have something to turn to and say, oh yeah, you know what, I haven't talked about that in a while. You know, I can talk about that today, or something. You know, it can really help you out. So
yeah, and then honestly, when you read it, like, you'll have different people coming to you that day. Like, that's just how it always happens. Like, if you read your list and you're like, man, I have overcome all this stuff, like, that day someone will come to you and be like, man, I'm having a hard time with this. And then you'll be like, well, shit, I've overcome that.
Yeah.
I can help you.
Yeah. Yeah. Or I'm trying to. Let's do it together.
Right.
You know what I mean? So you're either, it's only two sides to the coin. You know, and if it's not on those two sides of the coin, I guarantee you're probably not talking to the right person. And there's probably not a possibility of them being, you know, maybe there's a friendship there, but when it comes to them being a prospect or a lead or a customer, maybe possibility probably not the right person. So,
True that.
hope this helped you out. Okay, if it did, let us know in the comments section. We'll post the show notes below here or at ilcuniversity.com/vulnerable. All right, that way you can check out the show notes. And if you enjoyed this, tag us in your story on Instagram or Facebook, and let's continue the conversation there. All right, so
ILC University.
Yeah.
Love you.
See you guys. Have a good one. Hey, if you want more videos of ILC TV, make sure you click one of these videos up around here. Okay. Hopefully it'll cover my face and not her face. All right. Click a video.